Hey there, friend. Did you find this video because you typed in, "I hate launching"? Awesome. I kind of do as well. And maybe you found me because you're curious about how to launch with more ease. Well, hopefully this video will make you feel more normal about your launch fears. Hi, my name is Denise Duffield-Thomas. I'm a money mindset mentor and founder of the Money Bootcamp. I have been launching stuff online since 2009. That's a long time. Oh my God, that totally rhymes. But since then, since 2009, I've made over $20 million in my business from launching. And listen, let's face it, launching is an amazing way to create a lot of momentum and income in your business, to generate new leads, to generate sales, but it still kind of sucks sometimes. Launching, honestly, is not always my favorite thing to do. I get resistant. I get really pissed off that I agreed to do it. I feel fear and scare, all those things. But you know what? It can be easier. For all of our efforts in planning and all of those kind of things, it can be easier, but it's never perfect. So I'm going to come out and say it. I sometimes hate launching too, even though I've done it a million times and I will continue to do it. Because I believe that it's really important to get over your launch fears, lean in, and launch your magic out into the world. I have done multiple successful launches, and there's no doubt it can be a lot of work. Each launch is a roller coaster of all of the emotions, but launches are still at the core of my business. And despite my love-hate relationship with them, I still do it all the time. So here's exactly why I hate launching. You might feel the same way. It's a lot of work. It makes me feel exposed and vulnerable and stressed. There are so many moving pieces, so much more than you think. And I have a lot of resistance because every time I have a new level in my business, it makes me want to run away and live by myself in a yurt without Wi-Fi. Every time I launch, I get a ton of unsubscribes from my newsletter list. What else? Heaps of reasons, but I want to tell you 5 reasons that I launch anyway and why you should as well. So reason number 1, your calling is calling you. Ultimately, I launch for the same reason that I do anything in my business, and it's because I really genuinely want to have a positive impact in the world, making great money. And I know that you want to help more people too. Maybe you've spent years in a soul-sucking job and maybe you've realized that you're called to do more in the world and to help all the people that you want to help. And sometimes your calling becomes so strong that you know that you have to do something that you resist in order to break through. So that could be launching your course, launching your book, opening up your coaching business up for clients. All of this stuff is really, really scary. And most of the time it would be easier not to do it. So don't. But there's something inside you, that fire in your belly, the calling in your heart, and that's why you do it. And that's why it's worth pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, because you have to. And so your mission might not have shown up yet, but you still have a calling to want to put your stuff out into the world. And I believe that launching is a great way to show people what you do. Now, I have a calling to help people with their money mindset. And I did not want to do it either. I remember feeling that calling and going, nope, universe, send it to someone else. But I did it. And I launched my programs. And that's why my Money Bootcamp exists today, because I had the courage to get my message out to more people. And that's exactly why you should launch. You don't have to be the best at what you do. You don't have to be the guru. You just have to have a calling to want to help people. And then you can just put yourself out there, even though you're going to resist it like crazy. You know what? If I just said, okay, don't do it. Don't do your business. There's a part of you that is going to feel disappointed in yourself. So you know what? Launching isn't just about doing all of the logistics and telling people about what you do. It's making a stand that you are committing to your work. And you know what? Your first launch might not be your big overall mission, and that's fine. Your next launch can be something that you're passionate about, just enough to push through that fear and resistance. Your calling is calling you, and you got to do it. Reason number 2, launching is a great way to actually create new reasons for people to see your work. And let's face it, people love new. So when you're launching something, it can bring a fresh new energy to your work. It gets your people excited about it, and it grows your audience. Now, I've been running my bootcamp for over 10 years now, but every time I launch it, it feels new to me, and I have to find new ways of making it relevant to people, especially if they've seen it a million times or they think it's not for them. Every single launch, we create new content. And so launching forces you to see how you can show people what you do in slightly different ways. Here's the tip though, don't tweak your course all the time, create new content that leads to your work. So either pre-launch content, tasters of what you do, blog posts that talk about it. I see so many entrepreneurs create way too much time on creating new courses and tweaking things all the time. But why not create new content that leads to your work? Launching is a great way to create those assets. I always say, experiment in your front end to let people know about you. Don't experiment in the back end. Remember that. Okay, reason number 3. I hate to say it, but launching really does work. I launch because that's how I get people to know about what I do. Every single launch lets me help more people and add more success stories so we can share next time. Every time you launch, you'll get new ideas about how to make it better. But you can't do that in a vacuum. You will never be able to create the perfect launch. Eventually, you have to launch it and try, and then you can make it better. So don't wait, because there's no such thing as a perfect launch. Okay, number 4. The reason number 4 comes down to money. Because you know what? The money side is pretty awesome. This is why I launch. As I said, it's not always about the money. Your business doesn't have to always be about the money. My calling to help people is super strong, but I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't launch if I wasn't going to get something out of it. And each time you launch, you can create bigger and better numbers. But most people start at 0. And that's okay. It's something. I see too many people give up before it starts to work. So if you want those big launches and you want those big launch incomes, you've got to start with the small ones. You've got to start with your first one. Money is a big motivator to launch. But best of all, you can change lots of lives doing it at the same time. And that's going to make you feel really, really good. But you know what? Launching for money is okay too. I've launched to buy a house. I've launched to buy a holiday, all of those things. Launching has created so much abundance for me and my family. I've been able to retire my husband, build our family dream house, all of those things. So wherever you're at, launching can help you grow your income to the next level. It's a big event that has a huge momentum around it. Whether it's your first small launch or you're going for a massive one, it's totally possible. But you have to start and not give up. Now, I want to tell you something. I did my first launch 2009. I had how many customers? One customer. But I was stoked because even though I barely made any money on that launch, especially when you consider how much work went into it, I was so happy because I knew that that first customer was a seed. And I've seen so many people give up because they didn't get the results in their first launch. But you can't give up because that little seed hasn't grown into anything yet. So please do not give up. Okay, now reason number 5. Here's the last reason why you have to start now. After your launch, and every single time that you do a launch, you're going to grow your audience and you'll have new people interested in everything that you do. Those people don't necessarily buy the first time. You're creating energy for future launches and future opportunities. So maybe someone saw your whole launch, they didn't buy. Maybe they'll tell a friend. Maybe they didn't buy this launch, but they'll buy the next time, or they'll buy something else from you. So launching can get your message out into the world, get you noticed and get you paid, but you've got to do it. And so, yeah, okay, while I don't love launching, I do love what launches have allowed me and my business to do. So if you've been scared, reluctant, or you feel like you hate launches, remember you're not alone. But also, It's so incredibly worth it. Now, you might realize from listening to this video that, okay, launching's not so hard. It's just logistics, but your money blocks are getting in the way. And this is really, really common. And this is actually exactly how I can help you. I'm not a launch expert, but I am a money block expert. So if you want my help, this is the first thing I want you to do. Go to denisedt.com/blocks. Listen to my free workshop about the 7 money blocks that stop entrepreneurs like you earning what they deserve, because it's all very fixable stuff. And you might realize that when you let go of some of your fears and blocks, you have more bandwidth. You have more bandwidth to create and launch your business out into the world. So again, that's denisedt.com/blocks, and I'll put the link below this video. All right, gorgeous. I wish you happy launching vibes. And remember, it's your time and you're ready for the next step.